When I came in this morning, somebody asked me if I were affiliated with the University of Utah. And I told him, actually, I'm a spy from what President Young called the University of Utah South Campus in Provo. This is the 5th time I've taught an Osher course, and I want to say one thing about you people. It's wonderful you come to class with experiences and insights that the 21-year-olds don't know what you're talking about. You've been widowed, divorced, married, you've been on missions, you've owned businesses, and so your insights and comments and questions are the kinds of things that would cause an undergraduate to say, huh? The course I'm teaching is one that deals with one of the most significant American novelists of the 20th century, F. Scott Fitzgerald, who was born in 1896 and died at the age of 44 of a heart attack in 1940. But in those few years, he published 4 significant novels that have remained in part of the American canon: This Side of Paradise, The Beautiful and the Damned, The Great Gatsby. And by the way, if you haven't seen that new Gatsby film, you ought to. It's spectacular. It's much better than the Robert Redford film of 1972, but that was a great film too. Then finally, Tender is the Night. And I think that the tragic career of F. Scott Fitzgerald is summarized best by a scholar who wrote, "At the age of 24, Fitzgerald had achieved all his dreams and the future looked infinitely bright and promising. Yet within 14 years, he would hit rock bottom and become an alcoholic, living in a cheap hotel, eating 25-cent meals, and washing his own clothes in the sink, while his wife was treated for schizophrenia in a nearby sanitarium. By then, unable to write and owing tens of thousands of dollars, overwhelmed by his dire situation, Fitzgerald would crack, suffer a nervous breakdown, and like his character Anthony Patch, become a broken man." This is a sad case of a man who was an alcoholic, married to a schizophrenic woman, and he died in Hollywood. She died several years later in a sanitarium in North Carolina when the place burned down. And so I think it's going to be an interesting course. But I'd like to take a moment to pay tribute to a friend and a colleague who has taught in this Osher program for some years, Brook Hopkins, who died a few days ago as a result of a bicycle accident that left him paraplegic. Brook was a brilliant scholar, he was a beloved student, and in my 35 years in the Department of English at the university, I found that Brook Hopkins was one of the very finest chairmen we had. And so it's sad that he won't be teaching this year. So thank you, and I hope to see you.